What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So I'm bringing you another Frost Cutlery blade. Since I have a whole bunch of them to go through, you guys are going to get peppered with these damn things. This is just a tactical folder, totally missed. You can see it's got a vented blade. It's, I believe, 440 stainless steel. It's got a completely plastic frame. It does have a steel spine. One of the cool things, there's no liner lock, right? There's no frame lock. There's no spine lock. This thing is a side lock. And that's probably the coolest thing about this blade is the lock. You take your thumb right here and you push it. You see that? So that's what releases the blade. So the little, if you're right-handed, which I'm not, you do that and you see that it's just perfect. Lefties, you just do it with the opposite side. There's not much I can say about this. The plastic handle feels so cheap and smooth. It's not very good. When I squeeze it, I can feel it compress. Not the best thing. The lock, the side lock, is some really cool action. It's a pretty quick deploy, and it's got this really sweet looking shape. The drop tip on this thing is just nice. It's got a little raised, almost like a thumb ramp right there, but really you have this groove on the plastic handle. That's gonna, hear the airplane? It's coming to get me. Wait, I got this on. I'm just gonna, I'll just take them out. It's one of those goofy banner planes. They're flying around Six Flags today, and they're having some enjoyment. So this thing has a thumb stud, and it looks like it's able to be switched side to side. It does have a lanyard hole. It's got these awesome dimples in here. It's really sturdy. But what it is, it's a knife. And a knife is a knife is a knife, and if you can use it as a knife, then voila, that's all you need. So far, I like the blade shape, I like the lock, I like that it's a pretty fast deploy. That's not so bad. It's a tactical folder. This is the box it comes in. The model number is 18-327 Bravo. Not too hard to remember, especially when I put it up on film, so you guys can see that if you're interested in something like this. I know it retails for like 24 bucks, but you can get it all day long, $13-14. And is it a $13-14 knife? Who knows, it might be, but we're gonna find that out together. It's grinded on both sides, which on, you know, lower quality knives, sometimes it only has one side, and that sucks. So that's a good thing. It does have a false edge on here. The edge doesn't look so bad, the profiling. I mean, it's not a great looking edge, but it's not so bad. Let's see if we can't get a couple of these hairs here. And not really. So it's not shave sharp out of the box. Definitely not. Could it be made shave sharp? Anything can be made shave sharp. Shit, I can make a bumper shave sharp if I just work on it. But let's see what other kind of sharp it is. Let's test it out. Do I look mean? No, just retarded. Okay, hold on. We learned together that it is not shave sharp, but that doesn't mean it's not sharp sharp. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out if it's sharp sharp. Holy shit, look at that. Look where that thing ended up. Right there, man. I'll tell you what, the ricasso, I guess you can call it right here, isn't even what was against my finger. That blade stopped. I mean, stopped from cutting off the tip of my finger right there. And what's crazy is I hit the bottle this way. So for it to, and here's the lock is on this side. So for it to close going this way is kind of crazy. Now the only thing I can think of is because I'm left-handed, if I squeeze, I might be, let's see, you see that? I might be lifting this lock a little bit, but it still doesn't explain why it closed unless after I swung, my finger pressed the lock and momentum just carried the blade that way. I'm betting that's what it was, so I'm not going to fault the knife on that. What I'll do is I'll test the spine in a few, but I think being left-handed, you squeeze where your hand goes, and it does. I can tell you right now, that's what's happening. I'm squeezing and it's making the lock deploy. So, all right, screw that. So what I just found out is I just pressed my thumb on this without touching the lock, and let's see if I could get it. Look at this. Tell me how good of a lock that is. I thought it was kind of cool because of the style of lock. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty interesting. But I can take it without touching the deployment, and I can close it. That is not very good. Let's check that water bottle though and see if we at least did some damage. And we did. We absolutely did. Whoop! All right, so where I hit went all the way through. I can't believe this. I can't. Now I've come across some frost knives that are excellent that you can get for 20 bucks, but other knife companies sell a knife is equally good for 50 bucks. This is not one of those knives. Frost, man, you guys got to work on that. So let's see. That's pretty nice. I mean, it's tearing through. I mean, if you don't mind having a knife that closes on your hand, you know what I mean? It's basically just like a folder, a non-locking folder at this point. So I have like the that Case American Workman Sod Buster, great freaking knife. That's just a folder, there's no lock. So if I was to use this in that type of manner, then I could probably get some good usage out of this. But if I want to use this as a lockback, no. So don't forget, when you are tumbling around with one of these things, if you're using it like a lockback and just assuming the lock is going to work, guys, look at this. That lock is not going to work. So it just went from lockback to folder real quick. Let's go do some more stuff with this. All right, so I guess we could take a few shots of this pallet here. Let's see if we can get some chopping done without it closing on my hand. That would be a nice feature. You know, the non-bloody finger knife. I like the sound of that. Maybe that's what they should change the name to. Well, actually, it would be changed to like the bloody finger knife, the way that thing closes. So, chopping, it does what you'd expect a blade of this size to be. See if we did any rolling of the edge here. And no, the edge feels just like it did when I started. So, I mean, that's a plus. But how many minuses do we have to go through before we reach a certain amount of worthy pluses? That's what we're going to find out, so stay with me. I think here would be a good time to try some drops. And at least, you know, with all its shortcomings, maybe we get some good balance out of it. It looks like so far so good. So those are 4-foot drops. Balance is holding. Let's do a couple downward throws. You could just hear it rattling. Got some good bite though. You can just hear that rattle. Now let's see if it's loosened like a mother. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I had so much high hopes for this little knife when I first took it out of the box. I thought, man, it's built cheap. It's got a cool lock though, and it's plastic, but man, it's got a nice shaped blade. Thing is big, you know, and that's a plus. With me, I like bigger size knives. It's got good bite, but man, I'm telling you, this thing, I can feel the pins right here. These pins, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but this pin right here is actually protruding a little bit. Man, that is just not good. Let's see if we can at least slice some rope with it. And man, I'll tell you what, every time you want to send this thing away to Never Never Land and never see it again because it's a piece of crap, it performs something okay. It does something well, and it's like surprise, disappointment, and joy all at the same time. Let's see. See, this is a pretty fat stick, but I'm not getting, there is a big old knot in there too, so I can't put that all on the blade. I just chose a improper piece of wood. See, it's man, you could just see it every time I pound it. It looks like it wants to close. I can't tell if it's separating. I can't tell. I don't know what it's doing. It just doesn't look right. You know, something just doesn't seem right. This right here at this point, and that's what I was talking about with the folder. I was trying to get that out and that thing just closed. And let's see. And for some reason doing that made the lock better. All right, so basically if you want one of these and you want to make the lock work good, baton with it because now I can't do that. However, oh my god, it's piece by piece, guys. I don't even know if you can see that, but right there, it's just, can you even see that? I don't know if it's, yeah, you can see that. Look at that. That's not supposed to be doing that. I looked at the brochure. Ooh wee, man. But maybe breaking the lock makes the lock work better. I don't know how that works, but guys, I was just folding this thing with my hands. Holy crap. I don't even know what to say about this damn thing. There's not much more testing I'm going to do with it because it's just falling apart, A, and B, I just don't trust it. It's not a very good knife. Not good at all. This is just weirding me out. Why the lock is breaking now, but working? I don't know. Let's go throw it. All right, here we are at the old toss it away spot. So I'm gonna give this guy, guys, a 5-yard little hurl, and we'll see if we can't get this to stick in. Let's see what we got here. Well, we got it to close, but I don't think that was the goal. So let's try that again. Uh-oh. Well, that piece that was I got sap on it. That piece that was giving me a problem here where the lock is finally broke off, exposing a screw. And so, but that screw basically, so that little piece of plastic was probably just held in by the very tip of this little screw. I'll look for it, maybe see if it's something that gets glued on or what, but I'm gonna try and throw it one more time. It's just falling apart at this point. Well, maybe more than one more time because that one hit the blade. I'm not gonna lie, these sunglasses are super dark and I can barely see anything. Guys, you won't believe this stuff if I don't show you. Whew. All right, so I've thrown it and it's stuck and it closed while it's stuck. The lock was working until I did that. Wow, holy moly. Let's see. What a piece of garbage. Well, we went through it and we found out that it's just not very good. So this screw head right there, I mean a screw tip right there, I want to make sure you guys can get that, how tiny that is sticking through there, right there. That's all the screw that was holding on the plastic thumb piece to work this lock, right? So literally that entire piece that was wobbling, it was only hanging on by that fraction of an inch. You think they could have used some kind of pin or screw or you know, bolt system or something, but no, they chose to put a piece of plastic here and screw it on with a screw not long enough to hold it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Cuckoo. I don't know. I can't grasp the thinking behind that and the design. And it's sad because that was a pretty cool design when I started. Now let's see if we can... I can't close it anymore. So it hit the tree and closed, but now I can't close it unless I hit that little screw head. So normally this is where you'd think somebody would say, okay, well obviously this is garbage, this one's going in the trash, I'm getting rid of it, I'm doing something. You know me, every knife has a use, and that doesn't mean this is going to be my permanent dust collector. No, no, no. Every knife has use. If it's a knife, it can still be used as a knife, and this thing is still a knife. No matter how you look at it, no matter how much it wobbles, no matter what breaks off of it, it's still a knife. So what this knife is going to become, this is going into my pile full of magnesium scrapers and ferro rod strikers, and that's what this edge is going to be. Remember, the sharper the edge, the easier it is to get spark and the easier it is to shave magnesium. So having this edge just to do that, I have all this distance right here to get myself spark or to get myself shavings, and that's exactly what I'll use this for. Why? Because I don't care about damaging this blade, because ta-da, it's just not worthy of making the attempt. I couldn't even find this little plastic piece, and you know, honestly, who cares? I know what the knife is going to be now. It's going in a particular place to be used for a particular thing, and that's all the particulars I have about that. So Frost Cutlery tactical knife, some kind of tactical folder. This thing is 18-327 Bravo. Look at right there, that's the one. If you are interested in getting yourself one hell of a knife, pick one of these up. Oh, you'll love it. Oh, I so recommend it. So, all in all, case closed. This thing's done, and I mean, it was done before it started. Frost Cutlery, you make some really, really cool blades. You make some knives that I love having, I love owning, I love using. This, my friends, is not one of them. Back to the drawing board. I'm Donnie B all day, and until next knife.